Okay, well, good afternoon. Good afternoon. I'm Crimson Skies, and welcome to another APB video. How whatever how many missions to max rank, whatever I'm calling this. Um, and today we got a really fun one because today we get to talk about one of the more interesting lower tier G King contacts since we're on Waterfront, right? We're on Waterfront now. So this is Terry Quan. Terry Quan is a news reporter, and basically her backstory, and once again I'm really excited about this because this really shows how. Let me get away from the Joker ammo. There's fucking a monstrosity over there, but she's one of the characters that really shows how involved Arlen Benjamin is in terms of like running the G Kings and how integrated, like how like genuinely how hands-on he is. I mean, you're a person in the lore. You're someone who gets chosen by Arlen Benjamin, recommended by Arlen Benjamin to like talk to Double B and then work your way up, kind of grassroots style, right? So he's really like involved in the lore in this game, and with the G Kings, obviously he's the leader of he's like the financial backer slash leader of the G Kings. But Terry Quan's one of those characters, kind of within the G Kings, that kind of shows just how integrated he really is in terms of working with a lot of people in this organization and stuff like that. So let me explain who Terry Quan is. Terry Quan is a news reporter. Basically, her lore is like she started off as a news reporter. They kind of like talk about how she kind of worked her way up as like a voiceover on some of the more popular programs, and then eventually she started doing ride-alongs with the G Kings and kind of showing the violence and stuff like that, and it got a lot of positive views. Right, it got a lot of attention for them, so they kept encouraging her to do more of it. But she also ended up really enjoying like the vibes of the G Kings. So and once again, she kind of got the okay to do the ride-alongs and stuff like that because of Arlen Benjamin. Arlen Benjamin let her do that. Um, and so when she got hooked on it and she wanted to kind of be more involved in the G Kings and kind of be more uh, kind of undercover with the G Kings, she literally contacts Arlen Benjamin. And so now the thing is, okay, she's still officially that news reporter, right? Her being affiliated with the G Kings is more undercover. It's more like it's hidden, right? She's still officially just a news reporter. The cool thing about this is that because she's a news reporter, she attends like the briefings with like Shadow Strike, which is like the Praetorian like military kind of wing. So she gets a lot of tactical intel. She gets a lot of really sensitive information generally, to which she can then pass on directly to Arlen Benjamin, so he can, kind of work on, work around it, kind of stuff like that. It's really cool. I think it's really cool. This is one of those things that kind of fills you in on how the G Kings are able to operate and survive this long, because obviously she's in theory kind of like a mole, right? And I think it's really cool. I think it's really cool. Um, once again, it really shows how hands-on Arlen Benjamin is with the G Kings, and there's a lot of contacts in the G Kings that Arlen Benjamin directly works with. She's one of them, and of course she's one of the people who's kind of helping the G Kings expand out of financial into waterfront. So the few waterfront G King contacts we do have. And I think it's just interesting. I really do. Like I said, I love the G King lore. I really enjoy the Praetorian lore. There's a couple interesting contacts in the Prentice Tigers, same as how there's a couple, actually genuinely really interesting contacts with the Blood Roses. But we'll get to them in due time. Of course, one of them is the Blood Rose leader, simply because he is literally being blackmailed by Luke Wascawi to like elevate the Blood Roses. I think it's really awesome, but we'll get to that part. We'll get to that part when it matters, when we start working on that. But that is Terry Quan. She's a news reporter who did a couple ride-alongs, really enjoyed the vibe, asked Arlen Benjamin to actually be a part of the G Kings, and so now she basically feeds all the intel she gets from these like debriefings and stuff like that, particularly primarily from the Praetorians. to Arlen so he can kind of avoid a lot of their stuff. So I think it's really cool. I think she's one of those really interesting characters that kind of helps kind of identify how this organization is able to operate so successfully against what is effectively like a hyper like militarized organization. I think it's cool. I think it's fun. But let us do our missions. Let us do our missions. So of course we are pledged to her. We'll do a quick look. I got to level 2. I don't remember when I did, Terry Quan. But I did. I must have. I must have done it at some point. So we got her up to level 2 already. So if I unlock something, I apologize. This is what she unlocks. A lot of clothing options. Looks like the Gone Ape clothing set we get from her. Couple customization options, and I'm not a huge. I don't know. I mean, this is my wife's character, so maybe when she decides to, once I unlock enough clothing and I get enough money for her to be able to. Oh, the Patriot T25, nice. That's a good one. I really like. I think the Patriot T25 is my favorite truck because it's a 4-door truck. It's a little slower, but it's actually really enjoyable to drive. It's got one of the best balances, I think, in terms of vehicles. Oh, she'll probably love this one. But yeah, we are gonna do our missions. This is kind of what she unlocks. A lot of clothing options, a few vehicles from the looks of it. Clothing and vehicles, and we are ready to play, I think. Yes sir, yes sir. Very excited. I actually haven't played at all, I think, in like 2 days. Day and a half? I think it's been about 2 days I haven't played. So I might be pretty rusty, huh? I might be pretty rusty. But we'll give it a go. We'll give it a go. Wow, that was shockingly fast. Okay. Sometimes I have to wait, you know. Now the problem with Waterfront is, as you can tell, a lot of its environment is very open. Very long-range fights happen. So I don't know if we're going to be able to play. Now it's only a 2v2. I do want at least a 4v4, so we will try to escalate this. But I don't know how well I'm going to be able to perform. Let me see what these guys are rocking with. They got a Staba and a VBR Temptress. Staba, I'm not too worried about. I think I can do pretty decent against the Staba. The VBR Temptress is a bit of a pain because of like how easy it is to kind of use. It's a really like dynamic and engaging system. But like I said, we'll see. We'll see how this plays out. My teammate went under. Looks like they were on Bravo, so I'll defend. I'll go take Alpha. He could have gone up on the roof, but I don't think so. How does he know me? He guesses me? I'm not responding. I'm not responding. Nah. See, that's why the VBR is going to be a pain in the ass. You see how quickly I got eliminated? How fast you can shoot that thing? It's a real pain in the ass to deal with. But it looks like my teammate did manage to get the kill. So that'll be good. Unfortunately, I didn't even get an opportunity to react. Just got deleted, you know, just got deleted. I mean, I wasn't paying too much attention, so it makes sense. But like I said, the VBR is going to be a real pain. I'm not too worried about the Staba. Genuinely not very worried about the Staba. In fact, it looks like he's handled the Staba player. Looks like nice. We got the other objective. Easy enough. Easy enough. How fascinating. Immediately guesses me. That's so funny. But yeah, we're gonna be... So... Let's go, let's go. You know what's amazing? Because I only get like maybe 20 views on these videos. So the fact that whoever this is immediately recognized me, I think is fucking insane. Okay, not too bad. I like this player. He's actually really like engaged in these fights. I actually feel like I can trust him. I feel like I can trust him. It's kind of nice. A lot of times I get teammates who I genuinely don't feel like I can rely on. This person feels like someone I can rely on. So I really am happy about that. Even though he immediately called me out.
Ain't no joke.
Immediately called me out. We're going to sit here. I'm going to let him decide how we're going to fight. I'm going to play his way. God, fuck. I guess I should have just pushed up on him when I got that initial burst. I should have just ran up on him. He did a really good job at like zoning me out. I couldn't really push him. Okay, it looks like he's gonna. Fuck, I can't avoid those grenades. I couldn't avoid the grenades. I even tried, man. I tried to avoid them. I guess I should have ran away or something. I don't know. I'm trying not to die so easy, but like, man, that grenade. I don't know if it's because it hit me and so it stopped the grenade from moving, or if grenades just don't move when they hit the ground. But I really tried to avoid that grenade, and it just did not. It did not help me. Once again, grenades are really easy. Fuck, man, this guy's crazy. Ugh. I was hoping he'd be hurt, so I pushed up on him. How many times did I hit him? 3 times? I think I hit him 3 times. It just wasn't enough. It just wasn't enough. I don't know how to beat an OPGL, unfortunately, it seems. This guy knows me too. Sin, you're not supposed to know. He's distracting me. That one was Sin's fault. That was Sin's fault. That was Sin's fault. Guys, only 20 people watch these videos. Okay? How does everybody in NA know me? How does everybody in NA know me? I could not combat that OPGL. But that's kind of the problem with explosives, is you don't really have to be able to aim, because especially with the OPGL grenades, for some reason they have like extended range, right? So even though you saw I was really far away, it was still hurting me. That's kind of the problem with explosives.
You know what to do, right?
Because aim isn't necessarily the biggest thing. You just have to kind of at least land it relatively close to them, and it just hits you. It just hits you. So it's always really rough playing around them, because unless you would manage to like dodge it immediately, it just doesn't. I think I'm good now. There was a car spawner. That's what revealed it, that car spawner. I was like, there's a car over there. Fuck, I gotta watch the stairway. Fortunately, we got it. We're doing good. Doing good. Okay. Let's go. Kick it open. I don't really care. I think this direction or either this rooftop is going to be my biggest problem. I'm really glad they're letting the person without equipment get this objective done. At least I'm getting the role progressed, right? And I think that's something I can talk about for like new players starting, or people starting fresh. You should try to focus like a specific role, because a lot of your weapon mods come from your weapon rolls. So I recommend trying to get marks like the rifleman roll up. So using things like an NTech, using things like the Star 556 or the the Cobra Adder, any of those rifleman weapons, right? Um, try to grind those out so you can get Hunting Site 3. Hunting Site 3 I find to be one of the more important ones, same as Reflex Sight. You should probably try to work on those two first. I want my car. I bought this car, I'm going to use this car. Lunge. I bought this car, I'm using this car. But I think that's something that you should probably try to focus on is try to find a rifleman weapon you really enjoy, right? So and I recommend Star 556 or the NTech. Star 556 is very beginner friendly. It's incredibly balanced when you don't have mods. In fact, this thing feels like it was designed to be very forgiving and very capable without mods. And, even when it comes to like putting weapon mods on this thing, I probably wouldn't even recommend putting Hunting Sight on it, because being able to hip fire, as you saw in my previous mission, right? It's really fairly accurate. This is one of the better like weapons that allow for versatility in terms of medium range and close range. I think it's really good as a very versatile weapon. Same as red weapon mods, I think do more damage than gain. I think do more damage than gain. You can put on utilitarian mods like the purple and blue mods if you really want to. Like you can put a tagger on this, you can put mobility sling on this, because those are beneficial. Those are absolutely beneficial. But I honestly believe red mods do more harm than good when it comes to the balance of this thing. I just need to avoid this guy until I get help, I think. I just need to avoid this guy until I get help. Okay, I got Ovich here. Push from this angle. I got a person here, and I got an Obeya user. I think Ovich killed that player. Let me post up for this. Oh, you son of a gun. I posted up for the goal with the Obeya, but I guess I should have gone through the buildings and pushed from that side alley. I mean, I exposed myself. You know, I exposed myself too much. But, you know, that's how it is. APB is a very chaotic game, and you know that's one of the things I really like about it. It's just how players can kind of come from pretty much anywhere. I think it's a really good dynamic system,
Get your face out of effigy and your ass over here.
and it really rewards team play. This game really does reward team play. I'm a very solo-esque player. Oh, he's standing like right there, man. Oh, now he decides to engage. We're gonna push from this side then. I got my 2 missions pretty quick. I'm kind of happy about that. I don't even need to cut him out. Oh, I'm getting shot from behind. God damn it. I don't know what to do. So it looks like Delta is the last one. That's within the little building complex. So maybe coming from this side is a good idea. We do have 2 minutes, so this is going to be our last push for us. So we gotta make sure. That we. Once again, Star 556 excels in close quarters and medium range engagements. Anything long range, this thing's not very effective at. You have to shoot super slow. I guess in theory, if you wanted to have that longer range effectiveness, Hunting Sight 3 does help, but it really sacrifices your, close quarters ability. It really hurts the Star 556 more than it helps it. But for this specific situation, so that's the Obeya user down. I'm trying to find the over there. Okay. We're gonna push up because I got a teammate here, I got a teammate here. We're free to push up. They fell all the way back to the building, but pushing from that suicide. I mean, okay, my teammate pushed that corner. So my whole team got taken out. Lunge got arrested. See if I can get his ass maybe. We'll push from here. See if I can catch one in the open maybe. I shouldn't be that easily shot at from that angle, but I do have visibility here. We have 25 seconds. That's the open PGL. Okay, done. Pushing up this way. God, fuck. It's just too many. It's just too many. It's just too many. And I feel like I'm by myself on a lot of these pushes. Yeah, that's a shame. That's 2 missions. How long have I been? Only 20 minutes? Dang, man, we got 10 minutes of mission, huh? 10 minutes of mission. That's rough. Understand though, this game does get easier as time goes on. So when you do start unlocking more varied weaponry, when you do start renting more varied weaponry, so you can kind of engage in close quarters and at distance and kind of have a weapon appropriate for the environment that you're playing in, it does get a little bit easier, especially when you start getting weapon mods, it gets easier. And I believe genuinely, find a rifleman weapon that you enjoy using as an early game play. Star 556, I genuinely do believe is one of the most friendly, like, new player weapons to use. Now, of course, I've already done 2 missions, but it's only been like 20 minutes. So let's see if we can get one more fairly quickly. Let's see if we can get one more fairly quickly here. I'll do one more. We'll do 3 missions this video because I've been losing all my missions. My first mission was not great. That was my first mission of the day. Second mission was a little bit better. I'm hoping to do well on this mission. We're gonna call for backup because I'm not a fan of 2v2s. I think 2v2s just isn't where APB shines. 4v4s is kind of where the game really feels at its best. So we're gonna try to get a 4v4 going here. I did request, but it's not. You're not calling backup. You're trying to escalate, and I don't think the escalation system works unless both players escalate. There we go. Okay, so we did get a bit more. So they did escalate with us too. So we did get Remix on our team. He's gonna drive up, but I'm not too worried. Okay, we got another one, unfortunately. I don't think he'll be able to ram me. And with all these teammates around me, he's just gonna just melee away. Just do a little wheelie. Hell yeah, man. Hey, I respect that. That's some gravitas right there, brother. That's some he just fucking wheelied out of there. Once again, Star 556 not good at distance, but we do need this position. However, I'd rather be close. We're gonna throw a grenade. I think there's a player here, but oh, he's got perks. He's got percussion grenades. No. Darn it. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. Okay. Well, we did pretty good, I think. We got a few kills. I may have played too aggressive there. I could have probably fallen back. I mean, after all, you're more useful alive than dead. Even if it means giving up a little bit of ground, waiting for your team to arrive means they don't have to wait on you to come back. So you get, you know, you're not wasting time on trying to get back into the fight. Unfortunately, it doesn't feel like a balanced match. They do just have better people on their team. I'm going to keep requesting backup, I think. I'm going to keep trying to escalate a little bit more. This map is too open. This map is too open. Someone's going to be on this roof here in a second. They got control of the car spawners. I didn't kill him. That sucks. He dropped down. No. Oh, he dropped down and opened the door. Okay, we're getting inside. Okay, so they're still up there. They're on the roof. I might be able to catch them. Nah, they were waiting. Ah, no, I'm recording right now. I'm not recording right now. But, man, that's unfortunate. So I'm trying to figure out what to do, because they obviously have total control of the environment. They have total control of the environment. Oh. I think we blew the vehicle up and relocated it. That could be good for us if we had somebody already on it, but it looks like the player that beat them there got killed. My team wasn't able to get in position for it. So this might be another loss for us, unfortunately. And once again, as you can tell, I'm not particularly... I mean, I'm top of the leaderboard, but I'm not exactly a big player right now. Simply because of the limitations of the Star 556. I'm very forced in the close quarters engagements. I do see this player here. I can do something about this. I'm hurt. What are you even doing over here? Yeah, so once again, the Star 556 limitations is you can't pinpoint shoot people without hunting sight. And I think that's a sacrifice worthy, because once again, with this you're really good in close quarters though as well. It's a very versatile weapon. You just you can't pixel point fucking people like you can with the NTech. But with the NTech you want hunting sight 3. It kind of sucks with hip firing from the get-go. So you're not necessarily losing anything as badly as you would with. I want him to try to cross the street. Cross the street. Okay. So there's one goal down. He has an Obeya. He outranges me. That's kind of expected. It's a 5-shot kill instead of a 6-shot kill, and it's more accurate than the Star 556. So I was just kind of fighting at a disadvantage on that one. I did some damage, but I don't think I had a teammate. Oh, I did get the assist. Excellent. Excellent. That is kind of essential, because that kills the OPGL user and the Obeya user. The only limitations we might be experiencing now would be Tor Browser, who was on this side. Unless my team got him. So this is another loss. So I've lost all 3 missions today. I'm not going to play another one. And that's kind of what I'm talking about with the hip firing. This thing's crazy hip firing. But that is that. I think this mission did a really good job at representing, actually today just in general, I think, does an excellent job at representing the limitations of the Star 556, specifically on Waterfront. Waterfront is extremely open. The only environments really going to be playing in are going to be extremely open environments, like what we were doing here, where everything's 50 plus, right? Or they're going to be in insanely tight environments, kind of like this place, where you are going to be there's very few well balanced environments in this area. Very few. There are a couple. I'd say one of my favorite spots and waterfront would be down here towards the warehouse side. They have a spot just over here that I do like, but and it's mainly because it's not here. This place once again is very long range, very open. But over here, see this compounds of warehouses and stuff like that. This kind of series of warehouses. When you're fighting in this region, I do like this region because it does offer a much more varied sense of fighting, right? You can get sniped before you get to the compound, but of course this section is really easy to get into the building areas. Only a few ways to get in, but once again, it's very low on the ground, especially on this side. You can get inside that building, and then you're able to kind of fight in the little jungle gym that this specific place is. I do like this environment. I have to say there's a couple other places, but it's more upper part of waterfront. But like I said, this is an okay spot. I kind of like this place, but this place is never fought in this specific area, right? You're either fighting here, shooting people here, or people here shooting people over here, right? Um, it, Even though you can kind of argue this place is a little bit better varied, it's exclusively long range. Okay, it's like an exclusively long range session. There's like some like walkways and hallways back here where you have some missions, which is all insanely like close quarters. It's not exactly balanced either. It's very tight. It's very close quarters. Uh, yeah, but it's I mean this warehouse area is okay as well. I don't totally hate this warehouse area, but you can kind of say the same thing about how it's very tight quarters, same as this kind of complex. It's got a lot of tight quarters, although to be honest, this section over here, when you sometimes have missions in this region, I'd say is one of the more balanced areas as well. Although it's really defensive favored because of all the high ground you can grab and how easy it is to defend the high ground. It's really easy to defend the high ground here. It's not that hard to hold it. But yeah, not a lot of people are a fan of waterfront. I'll be honest, and it's mainly because of the very one-dimensional type of fighting that you encounter. This is a good spot too, actually. I do kind of like this location, that little area. Kind of fun to play in, once again, but it's only because of how varied it is. But it's a lot more tight over there. This place, very long range. Very long range fighting happens in this area. Very long range fight happens in this area. It's a really unfortunate location. Yeah, ma'am, can you get the spray? Spray? It's in the bathroom. Please? I'm almost done with the recording, but like, please? It's in the bathroom. And yeah. But yeah, so I did 3 missions. We lost all 3 missions, but once again, it's kind of just because of the limitations, I believe, that we had. The first mission kind of sucks because we were up against an OPGL user, and it was a 2v2. 2v2s are not that fun. I mean, they're better than 1v1s, but we don't get 1v1s anymore, unfortunately. But we don't get 1v1s anymore, which is fine. Well, I mean, it's not a bad thing. It was bugged, though. If you got 1v1s, you can never call backup. So it was always just like, someone either quits or the two of you just stand AFK and wait for the mission to end. You know, like, people rarely played 1v1s. 2v2s, I guess, are better than 1v1s, but it's still not, it's not ideal. You know, 4v4s are my personal favorite. I think 4v4s are the best kind of sessions, but of course, the bigger the mission, the better. Sometimes. It can be really unfortunate sometimes if you get, like, really bad players on your team, and then the other team has a bunch of people who are all individually capable of doing work, right? But yeah, Terry Quan's almost maxed, so we'll probably max her out next video, tomorrow. We'll see. But that's kind of everything. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for watching. I kind of wish we won a mission. But like I said, I am stuck with the start 556 since we're kind of playing a natural progression path that new players would progress. I'm trying to rank up my rifleman roles so I can start getting, first off, better weapons, which are like 1-slot mods, and which are, you know, you can mod with like 1 slot and stuff like that. And of course, weapon mods. Now I want to see if because I hit 3. I hit 3. I'm curious if I I can't purchase anything from him. Hold on. We gotta go to a contact. Because I might start planning some stuff. Now, obviously, I did buy this. I've got 7 grand, but I might just have the wife actually look through the clothing and see if she wants to make her character more, unique in her image. Since I have some clothing that she can look through now. Not a whole lot, but we did open up a good portion. I was looking through it earlier. So I'll see if she wants to do some customization on it. And let me see if we have any weapons for me to maybe expand my stuff on. So first off, we're just gonna look
Hey there.
at what we have for weapons. We do have a better variety. Uh, oh, when it said stock, I got excited, but it's literally just an N-Tech stock. So we don't have any open slotted weapons yet. However, this is not terrible. Like I said, Kobe PMG is really strong. The Obeser 762 is really strong. These are weapons that are very capable even without mods. The N-Tech is good, but you really want hunting sight on it to make it really feel good, right? Otherwise, just stick with the Star 556. Because I genuinely believe without mods, the Star 556 is one of the better newer player friendly weapons. You just have to kind of learn how to use it. Because as you can see, even though I was losing my missions, I think I top fragged on all my missions on my team. I don't think I ever hit like MVP or anything, but I was definitely one of the more impactful players, even though I felt like I wasn't very impactful. But that's just because of the standard limitations that the Star 556 has and how it just doesn't mesh well in waterfront generally. You have to kind of be you really have to pick and choose your battles in waterfront when you're using a star. And I don't think I did a very good job of that. One in particular was when I was playing against that Tor browser who was on the other side of the alleyway. I literally could not. Um, he had a scout, and I was kind of pinned, and then the silver kind of came out of nowhere for some reason when he was over there. And I got caught out. So it was I mean it was fun. I had fun because it's more for the recording purposes and hey we're making progress. I've almost maxed Terry Quan out already, so we'll probably max her out next video if Waterfront's still a thing tomorrow. But that's gonna be it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed. And if you are watching and you are new and you have any questions, please ask. Maybe I can try to turn this series into something a bit more educational and informal. What should I be doing in the beginning? What weapons? Here's what I have unlocked. What mods do you think I should use for this? Stuff like that, right? Stuff like, if there's any questions, I'll probably try to answer some questions in these videos and try to make it, like I said, maybe a little more educational and informal for newer players, maybe wanting to see what they should probably be doing as they play. What should they be focusing? What should they be? What weapons would be ideal, maybe in certain maps or something like that. But like I said, that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for watching. Peace, 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 peace.